Welcome to the Critical Minds on Union Television. I am Onyinye Ezulofo, and today we have a professional photographer, Shola Animashaun. This is someone you would long to meet, and I'm really glad to bring him to you today. He has a lot of things to tell you. But before we get started, I'd like you to meet Shola. Shola Animashaun is a multi-award winning professional Nigerian photographer. He is the CEO of Shola Animation Photography and a member of the Professional Photographers of America. His photography prowess has given him the opportunity to travel across time zones and to serve clients of different capacity. He has traveled from America to Brazil, to Barbados, to South Africa, Addis Ababa, yes, within Nigeria, the United States, and he's here with us today. Shola has worked with Nigerian acts. He's worked with Two-Face Idibia, Funke Akindele, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Olamide, Don Jazzy, Rita Dominic, Femi Kuti. And he has the privilege of shooting professional American acts or professional international acts, the likes of Beyonce, Jay-Z, Chris Brown, Akon, Osha, and the list goes on and on. I know you're excited already. Sheila has photographed top Nigerian companies on major projects like MTN Project Fame, Glow Campus Storm, Headies Award, Channel O Music Award, and he's the official photographer for Hip Hop World magazine. I wouldn't also fail to let you know that Shola has worked with prominent Nigerians and, of course, government parastatal. And he's here with us today. Hi, Shola Animashaun.
Hello, yeah, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Glad to have you here today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. So we're talking photography, and we already have a huge, detailed biography. So we know what to expect, really. And I want to just know, I know you bought your first camera after a while doing your NYSC. So why photography?
Okay, immediately I left tertiary institution. There's this wait of almost 6 to 8 months before you are called for NYSC. So I was trying to sell sleepers, and I was trying to be busy. So there was a particular place. I grew up in Loring, by the way. So there was a particular organization that I got to, and I asked to see their CEO. Now I told the secretary that was there that I would love to sell them cards so that they could give it as end of the year gift to their customers. And the CEO came out and it was like, were you not the same guy that sold me slippers a couple of months ago? I said, do you want another one? I said, you'll be a good salesman. Come and work for me. Okay. You understand? So I started working for him, and while I was working for him, I was doing 2 other things. You understand? So in the morning, from 6 in the morning till 8, I'll go to the farm. You understand? Then from the farm, from 9 to 6 p.m., I'll go work for him. And that was when GSM was just coming to that was 2002, was just coming to town that time, and we were selling. So I was a sales guy. And after that, I will leave from that work, go teach secondary school students from 6:30 to 8, then leave and go and teach another set from 8:30 to 10.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, I hate being idle. So I was making some money. Then after a while, when I put all of that money added together, was just 15K.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's
that time.
Plenty money at
that time, yeah, was 15K. So I thought to myself, because my dad used to have cameras, Polaroid cameras, when we were young, and I'm like, oh, now that I'm ready to go for NYC, it would be nice to document my life as a UCO member. There was this noise about, copper, Shona. So let me just document my life. So in a couple of years, when I'm married and I have kids, I will be able to show my kids my journey. That was the reason why I bought my camera. When I bought the camera, there was this photographer that used to walk around and take pictures. And I told him, because it was this kind of camera that I bought, and I told him to help me fix the film, it was filmed those times. And it was like, oh, you've gone to buy a camera, right? I said yes. Then the next thing he said was that, is it because there's money in photography? I said, there's money in photography. I didn't know. He said, yes, now there's money in photography. I'm like, oh, okay, at least that's a new knowledge. Maybe that will help. So then on a camera, you have to buy reels and reels of films. But then that was how it started.
And yes, welcome back to the Critical Minds on Union Television. I am Onyinye Eslofo, and the topic under review is the business of photography and videography, tricks and tips. You already got a bit of that, but now we're exploring other aspects. Like you're talking about niching, and I decide I want to go into photography and I want to be known for probably wildlife, or I want to snap abstract things. So how do people really trust me with their weddings when they know I have my area of specialty? So you wouldn't want to bring cancer problem for a mechanic to diagnose.
So that was why I started, when we started talking, that we had portfolio in different industries. Now, so most times when someone so let's imagine, for example, now that Dangote referred me to Otedola. I like taking it from the big one because, as you have said, it will happen like that. So let's imagine that Dangote told Otedola that, oh, Shola is my official photographer and is so amazing at what he does. And if you have projects, let him help you do. Now, let's imagine that what I did for Dangote was a documentary of his refineries.
Okay.
But Otedola wants me to shoot DJ Copy's wedding.
Okay.
Now, because Dangote had told Otedola that he's an amazing photographer, that word, the selling word is photographer. Okay. You understand? Or content creator, or videographer, or cinematographer, or he runs a company that does both. You understand? Okay. Otedola will believe that I'm capable of general knowledge. Yes. People will believe that you are able to do anything that is photography related. Meanwhile, it is not so. Especially when it comes to things that are technical, like commercial shoot or product shoot. You understand? Yes. While you can take your camera and shoot, there has to be some level of details for you to be able to warrant the power punching money that you should get. You understand? For that, you understand? So your question was that, or you want to start wedding photography, why would people trust you?
Yes.
One, they will trust you because of the person that referred you.
Okay.
Now, some people are way smart. Regardless of the person that referred you, they will ask to see, and this is what I advise people to always do. Ask to see what that person had done in the field that you want them to come work for you. So if you ask me now, there was a particular client that we had from Westminster University in UK. I did not even know. And they asked to see our agricultural documentary portfolio. And by the time we sent the agricultural documentary portfolio that we had done, they were shocked. So they requested to see portfolio of any other thing that we have done apart from agriculture. Now, the only reason you do that is because you just want to be doubly sure. Because by the time they saw our portfolio, they thought all we were doing all our life was agricultural documentary. We were that thorough. We were that detailed. We were that thorough, from animal husbandry to crop to poultry to, we did that documentary. So they asked. And when you ask for more from us, you'll be more scared. By the time we shared the portfolio we have in concert cinematography and concert photography, they were overwhelmed. They were like, okay, so it's not only agriculture that these people do. You understand? Amazing concert, amazing travel, wedding. By the time we sent them everything, they were so overwhelmed.
So now in building portfolios,
yeah,
we're talking about startups.
Yes.
Young photographers, and then you're talking about you talk about who is referring you.
Yeah.
There are people who would refer you and it's like done deal. you're riding on the integrity of that person.
True.
But it's not everybody that is exposed to that kind of an avenue. So what do you now tell this young person
That is just starting out?
And the thing about photography is when, let's say, a young person is taking pictures here and there, they are most likely going to be having comments of, won't you go and look for work? This one you're snapping around. And so how do you want them to now refer you when they consider you as snapping around?
Okay, so let's pick it from a newbie, someone that wants to break into the
Photography industry.
videography or photography industry. First advice, don't waste your time. Find a mentor.
Do you just pick them at random, or?
Oh no, so see, find a mentor. How do you find mentors? It's easy. Find someone that you want to be like when you're made, or someone that does amazingly in your field. Study their work. Find a mentor locally. Now, so for example, now if you're in US, if you're in United States of America, and a photographer is in the United States of America, it's still locally. If your mentor is in Nigeria, that is international.
Yes.
You understand? So if you're in Nigeria, find a mentor locally. You understand? That you can approach. You understand? That could put you through. Or find a mentor globally that you see his or her work and their work inspire you. Now, find a mentor you can intern with. Some mentors have programs. Some mentors have courses that they are selling. Some mentors have training that you can be a part of. Learn from them. Now, the reason why I said one of the best things you can do for yourself is finding a mentor. Now, when a mentor shares with you, a mentor will share how they had failed. Now, you have not even started. A mentor had failed more than you have even dared to even start.
True.
You understand? So where a mentor can literally tell you that, you know what, start doing this first, then move to this, then move to this. Now, you may have your own way of wanting to do things, but because a mentor had, so for example now, let's imagine that you're cutting with a very sharp knife, you understand? And so let me give you an analogy. A kid wants to eat in the kitchen, and the kid wants to taste the stew, but as a parent, you know that the stew is hot.
Yes.
You understand? Now, this is what our parents would normally do. And let's imagine that this kid was so adamant. Mommy, stew. And they're like, no, calm down. You're like, stew. You know what they'll tell you? They'll tell, oh, no problem, stew. Then they will put spoon inside the stew that is boiling. Then they will tell you to come get it. You understand? They will tell you to do like this. Then you do like this. Then they will drop some. Come, take more. Now, because you had probably learned like that too when you were.
Almost everybody learns like that.
Now, because you are now grown, it's a circle. A kid will still come and like, I want to take that stew. You will tell the kid that take it easy. And I know I'm not taking it easy. I want to taste it. Now, people need to follow a model that works. There are different models. Some models will not work. Some models will. You should not only learn from people's failure. In fact, what teaches you more are people's failure. You understand? I have an academy that I run, and some of the things I teach my students are some of the failure that I've had, so that they will not fail. So when they are starting from avoiding some particular failures, so that it can catalyze the reaction of their successes. You understand? So if you find a mentor, you understand, and you see how the mentor approaches things, you are most likely going to scale up fast if you find a mentor. If you can't find a mentor, find a program that you can do online, where there are courses online that are not more than $15, about 15,000 naira. You understand? But they will break things down for you step by step that you can go back and rewatch. That if you follow those steps, you understand, you could actually get results. It's just like telling you that if you put a hot water in a bowl, then you stir it around and you pour garri to turn to eba, and you try it and it turns to eba, and you know you have made an eba. You understand? That is how. Then study. You understand? So it's crucial that when you're starting, you find a mentor, you find a guide, and if you can't find a mentor, start with what you have, study online.
For a child who is starting,
Don't say child. Oh.
for an average adult,
Uh-huh.
for an average person who is starting,
Yeah.
and this is something you love, yeah, at this time you have a lot of it's easy to pick interest in other things. So if you're given the opportunity to let go of this one and consider, when you go into something else, you might not like it, but over time you begin to grow interest for it.
Why would you go into something you don't like?
Because you don't have the money to fund what you want, and this thing is going to pay you for it.
I agree with you. So one of the huge part of photography is having equipment. Sometimes you need to save money to buy equipment, but there's an easy way.
Okay.
You can rent equipment, borrow vessels. So let's imagine that a camera will cost you maybe 450,000. That's on the entry level right now, 450K. You understand? But then to rent a high-end camera, you understand, to take amazing projects may not cost you more than 20,000 or 15 to 20,000.
Are you renting this camera for a project you're being paid for, or are you renting it for a free work?
You're so intelligent. You're amazing. You have to determine the alternative you want to forgo. I've done assignments that I'd paid people hundreds of thousands for. You understand? Just because I want to have it as portfolio. Some people may not have that. Sometimes you may have to not only borrow. See, if you have phone, use it. If you have camera, use it. But then if you don't have camera, God will give you something. No? If you don't have phone that is good enough, and you don't have camera that is good enough, and you don't, the book Divine said, a man that has friend must show himself friendly. Become friends with people that have camera. Since you are looking for solution, you have to become friends to people that have what you need. You understand? Of course, you have to be smart and not let them know that it's because of that you are their friends. You have to be friends to people that have influence. It's either you have influence yourself, you build it. While you are trying to build your own influence, you understand? If you are kind to someone and like, oh, you have a photography project. Oh, can I become your assistant photographer for the day? So when you're tired, I will just help you take pictures. The person will be like, oh, you are God sent. No, you're not God sent. You sent yourself. But God is there. You understand? That way, the day you ask that, oh, I have a project, can I use your camera? Come now, use my camera, and you always help me now. If man that has friend must show himself friendly, it is when you are friendly that you can ask. Everything is not given. Nothing is on a platter of gold. You understand? Sometimes you have to give some things up to get some things. Sometimes you have to save some things up to get some things. You understand? It is not all given. You have to decide by yourself that this is what I want to forgo to get this. But there are wisdom ways that you can. You don't have to buy a 450,000 camera. If you become friends, good friend, and a solution provider to someone that has plenty cameras but does not have a gig, you understand? At some point, if they realize that you have gigs more than them, they will, since you even have gig, continue using it. When you have enough money to buy yours, return it. I've seen stuff like that before. You understand? You have to decide if this is what you want to chase for the rest of your life, or part of the things that you want to chase, then give it the best shot you can give it, which is crucial.
Amazing. So if you want to, if you don't have a camera, be friends with someone who has a camera. that's the best way to get your feet into the door, so that with time it's about collaboration and it doesn't look like you're being parasitic. Of course, you're not coming empty-handed. You're coming with value, so that you're considered or perceived as a solution provider, and there is synergy you can work together. This is it on the Critical Minds today. We have talked extensively on photography, but we've not exhausted all that there is to photography. And for that, we'll be having a second part of this conversation. I'm sure you've learned a lot and you're interested in learning more. In between, let us know what your opinions and your reservations are. If you have concerns, share them in the comment. I'll be glad to see it. I am Onyinye Eslofo, and this is the Critical Minds on Union Television. For more content, subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We have a lot for you, so keep watching Union Television.